tonight reviewing, because of the weather, bloody hell, you need to, don't you? You know, it's a night for ciders and lagers. It's not a night for imperial stouts. You need something that's crisp, you need something that's refreshing, and I'm not sure if I put it on live. So anyway, here we go. So we'll pour this out. Rekorderlig Mango and Raspberry, and it says here, pear cider blended with mango and raspberry, made from pure Swedish spring water. As usual, it's a standard 4% offering. I presume it's all down to duty in the UK. Good evening, matey. Yeah, well, I'm going through the Vic consoles because I've not touched them for a year. And I thought, well, I'll show people. I'm not going to go into too much detail on how you hack them and that, because there's better people than me out there. But show people just, you know, well, what there is out there, what you can do with it. I mean, the world of game consoles, there's so much you can do, especially with older ones. Today's game consoles, you'll struggle, but the older ones, yeah, they're good for hacking. And most of the time, you don't have to pay much to do it. And with mod people these days, they're so good at hacking game consoles. So let me just put that on pop out chat. That's it. It's not easy to see actually. I need to get the writing, make the writing bigger. There we go. Bloody hell, it's small. I wonder if I can personalise it. I've either got to personalise it or play around with the settings. Yeah, mini Mega Drive, I've got the same. So I need to do the same as you, you know, put a few hundred games on instead. When I read into it, I'll have a go and go from there. Good evening. So beautiful. And on a day like this, when it's been this warm, ciders, lagers, golden ales, they come into their own in this weather. For however long we've got the weather, that is. You never know, do you, with the British weather. It sounds a bit complex. Right, yeah. One of these days I'll have a look at it, and I'm sure I'll sort it. I've done all the rest of my game consoles, even the real complex buggers that you biting your nails on you like that. And don't knacker up my game console. Don't knacker it up. And in the end, they turned out okay. Let me turn this computer off tonight. I don't think I need it on, to be fair. So turn it off, and I don't have to look at two screens. Here we go. That's better. Yeah. Might have to do. I'm changing the beer room around. I'm tweaking things, and if I don't like it in a certain position, I'm moving it. And so I'm setting it all up. I've moved this area is perfect. I'm happy with all this area, but that area I'm still tweaking stuff. I need to put little shelves for stuff. Good evening. It's looking better. It's looking a bit more tidier. Yeah, you can actually sit in here now. Proper bed and a shower. Is your proper house then not next to your building house? The work that you're doing, is it not nearby them? So this is refreshing. Mango and raspberry, and it just tastes lovely. You do get a bit of it 45 minutes away, or by car even. Yes, dragging it. Especially when you've done a day, you don't really want to be driving too far. You just want to flake out and just enjoy the the last few hours of the weather. Oh, gotta say, that really hits the spot. So refreshing, easy going, and on a day like this, I mean, it's felt like real summer today. We even at one stage had to go and hide in the shade because I couldn't take the sun, and just I do a bit of shade sitting. Had the barbecue on for 2 days on the run. So So you're going to do the whole kitchen then? I mean, I can do the majority of the kitchen. What I can't do is, you know, the cuts on the worktop. I can't do the worktop cuts. You know, I'd have to get a proper joiner in for that. But I can build the units and get them in place and do all that business. And I'll tell you what, it's been a lovely day. Been a lovely warm day. Had the grandkids round again, and it's just nice. A bit of normality. You know, it's had a lay in as well till 9 o'clock. Laid in, and that's unusual for me. The only problem is sometimes you're laying too much and it ruins your day because there's stuff you want to try and get done. No, hot tub's broke, innit? So this would have been perfect hot tub weather. I'm going to try and get some glue that you know, the inside of the hot tub that seals the inside of the hot tub. I'm sure I'll get some from somewhere. Eventually, at least, just to get the hot tub sealed up and give it another blast, because the heater's working, everything's working, bar a bloody rip in the hot tub. And I'd rather not pay out 300 quid. Yeah, I'd rather not pay 300 quid out if I could help it. As for the hot tub room, I tell you what, this heat's been brilliant. It's bringing all the beers on. The St. Peter's is coming along beautifully. That was only put in yesterday, but they're all brewing nicely now. I'm going to give it till about Thursday, I think, for the whole of them. I'm in no rush really, but by Thursday, I think that I'll be doing a lot of bottling. And there goes the point where you're washing bottle after bottle after bottle. But hey, it's all good fun. All brings the beer. I mean, I'll be going from quite low stocks of beer to a hell of a lot of stock. I mean, like close to 115 pints of beer and 12, 13 litres of whiskey. So that'll be added to the stockpile. And then it's just a case of doing more brews. Juice wine, Imperial Russian Stout. There's so much I want to brew, you know, eventually. And I've still got the pinter as well. I've got the pinter on the brew, so I'll give that a week or so to brew. Put it in the fridge. Let it condition in the fridge. Good evening. What a beautiful day, beautiful weather, and you've enjoyed it whichever part of the country you're in. You know, it's nice to get a decent bit of weather for a change. So for this lovely pink tinge to the pour, it's definitely the raspberry winning over here. That looks like bananas on there. No, it's not mango. I thought it was mango. How many beers have I had today? 2. Well, actually, I had a drop of wine, and then I had a Rockshore lager. Banana. That Imperial Stout from Nerd Brewing the other day, I thought, I can taste banana on this. Anyway, I did the editing last night on the video. You know, putting all the descriptions and whatnot in. So then I went to the bin, and I looked in the bin at the bottle, and it was an Imperial Chocolate Milkshake Imperial Stout. But it says banana. So I was right. I thought that, I questioned myself and thought, well, I thought I got banana. And subtle, but banana. And it actually was actually on it. 5%. This is the weather for a beer though, isn't it, you know. Wilko's kits. I absolutely love Wilko's kits. I think they're they're good core kits to play around with. Before you go on to the pricier stuff. Obviously, everyone's got a budget. And if you can't afford pricey stuff, you don't buy it, do you? You know, you stick to the cheaper stuff. I mean, one of the cheapest 10% deeper. Ooh, lovely. Can't beat a decent atmosphere, can you? And chatting to different people, having a laugh. Most people these days, they're up for a chat as well, aren't they? Which is a good thing. You know, a lot of people have been stuck inside for a year, and just that thing of talking to people, getting out there, you know, forgetting about, and, you know, meeting nice people. It's all about meeting nice people. I mean, generally, most people are decent, aren't they? There's always the one, there's always a few. But try not to talk to them if I can. Don't think I'd be going into the sea. No, not around the UK at least. Good evening. Yes, it's a bit better. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be in a t-shirt, door open, lovely warm air in here. And it's nice. It's not red hot, but it's certainly nice. The temperature's decent. And it's doing the homebrews a world of good as well. Probably some of the beer in here, before I drink it, I'll chuck it in a fridge. I may actually bring a fridge in here. I've got a fridge. I may actually bring it in and build it in somewhere. But I'm not overly fussed, really. I mean, I don't mind drinking at room temperature, unless it's a certain type of beer that is much, much better at cold. I'll drink at room temperature. Because the majority of people don't put their beers in fridges. You know, the craft beer aficionados, they will. And a lot of people who like, you know, but down the shed, it is what it is. In certain areas of the shed, though, at the floor level, the beer is actually still quite cold. But if the stuff that's up at the top, the stuff on the top shelf up there, that will be quite warm. What's the beer sign above the bell? It's a book. And to be fair, it was £1. And it's From Hop to the Perfect Pour. No, they are better cold. And it goes on about styles of beers and all sorts. It's a really interesting read, actually. Not that I've read it. I've only read a few pages and that was enough. I got bored. But yeah, this temperature won't last for long anyway. It does, yeah. I've got another one as well. Oh, here it is. So the Great Craft Beer, the guide to pocketbook of craft beer, guide to the 300 of the finest beers, and that goes into some fantastic deal. Yeah, I mean, a lot of craft beer, big craft beer drinkers, they'll drink most of their stuff out of the fridge, unless it's like porters and stouts. But a lot of the stuff, like the IPAs, they'll drink straight from the fridge. Depends if you've got a fridge in your shed, or you've got a fridge where you can rob shelves. In my house, we struggle with space because we've got a big fridge, but the wife does cakes and she robs the fridge. And so my beers would be kicked out the fridge more than a little. So it's a bit of a situation there. I mean, I have got an area down there where I could actually put the little fridge I've got if I really wanted to, you know, just to keep the beers cold. Certain beers anyway, lagers and stuff. Yeah. When I think about doing certain reviews, I'll probably do that, to be fair. Homebrew Magnum cider later. Fair play there. The fridge in the bedroom. Sorted. Yeah, I might do a bit of a... See, with this beer room, I can tweak things as I like, and I've actually been given a fridge. And where I've got the fermentation area down here, I could actually move one of these shelves, unscrew the shelves, move it up a little bit, and just tweak it and get the fridge in. Especially if we do have a really hot summer. and bang a load of lagers in there so they are crisp and cold. And lagers and the likes of craft beers, obviously. At least for drinking purposes, you know. Won't keep them in there all the time, obviously. But so, enjoying this. I do like these fruity ciders. It does seem that apart from brothers in the UK, the Swedish do seem to rule the roost. Oh, back to work tomorrow. This weekend has flown by, absolutely flown by. 1 minute it's Thursday afternoon, and then the next, or Friday afternoon rather, and the next minute it's Monday night, and you're like, Jesus Christ, where did that weekend go? Absolutely flown. Yeah, it is. This is it in the spot. And you know, these 4% jobbies, they're very crisp, refreshing, good flavour. You always get the aspect of you always get the flavour that comes through lovely. Mango and raspberry on a pear base, because they always seem to use pear as the base cider and then flavour it up. You do get that with homebrew as well, where they seem to use a pear base and then you get a sachet of like strawberry or something to you know, to give it the strawberry flavouring. Not always though. That Magnum kit you've got, was that strawberry or was it pear with a strawberry flavouring? It's been that long since I brewed it, and I got steaming that much that I can't remember how I did it. All I can remember it was bloody strong. Absolutely wiped the floor in me night after night until I gave it the wife. Yeah, apples, you can taste the apples. I know some fruit people do use apples as the base in the ciders as well. I might look at getting some elderflower for next weekend. This, where people have been on lockdown and COVID and been on, what's the word? I can't think of the furlough. Where people have been on furlough for the last year and a bit in certain jobs, they must be sitting there thinking, bloody, I don't want to go back to work now. Obviously, some will want to go back because it's boring as hell sat at home, but others will be thinking, I've had the cushy life. Be very interesting. That's if it actually goes ahead on June the 21st, because you hear the news again tonight and it's ever so depressing. These scientists, oh, we're going to be in a third wave. And then you look at the beaches, and it's like everyone's gave up anyway. And I don't think it's going to be the same in the UK as it was in India, where it devastated their population. And then they had people in India saying it's not as bad as you think. You know, it's not as bad because with the morgues, only 35% of the morgues are open. Somebody told me that anyway. And it's like, that's why the morgues are so bad. Yes. Yeah. You can't keep the country in this. I know the scientists will say what they say, but they're not the ones controlling the money in the world. And at some stage, it's got to go out to the public. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward. More people getting killed on the roads now than there is from COVID, isn't there? And I do hope that bloke I saw yesterday isn't. I hope he made it. It didn't look good when I drove past, that's for sure. So, better crack on with this and get on to the next one. That was so nice, so fruity, easygoing. I might do a lager next and then onto a bitter, something nice like a bitter. Maybe not the craft stuff tonight, but something like a bitter. My shelves are taking a thumping. I have not had it this low in a very, very long time. A very long time. Although birthday's coming up soon, so once the family get all my birthday stuff, I'm sure it's going to absolutely ramp up again. They are nice and refreshing. Yeah, they just hit the spot, don't they? So, you know, on a day like this, it's just what you need. Something just to keep you going, but not too heavy that you get steaming on it. Well, not early at least. So for those people who come late to reviews, just to hear the end bit, pinkish tinge on this. This is a pear base with a mango and raspberry flavour to it, and aroma, of course. Very easy going. 7 ciders, wow. And I do love Rekorderlig. Rekorderlig, Kopparberg and Ausker are the 3 best cider makers that I can think of. Brothers in the UK do some good ciders, but they are more quirky varieties. These do the best, I would say, varieties of cider, fruity cider, that really, for the masses. Out of 5, definitely a good 4.4 out of 5, definitely. Right, next this. And in a Rekorderlig glass as well. Don't know where I got it from years ago. Right, none left in. Job's a good one. Back in 2 minutes. Cheers all.